Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. I'm Kelly Yeagerman, and I'm going to be delivering this workshop. So let's just dive right in. Now, you all came here for a workshop having to do with communication skills. So I think the first thing that we should do is maybe define communication.
Okay.
So communication. Communication is an interchange of ideas or information between two people. So let's look just at that, an interchange. So what is an interchange? All right, let's see what this dictionary says here. So an interchange is an exchange, especially of ideas or information between different people or groups. So it's an exchange. So an exchange means I give you something, it moves from me to you. It changes, okay? It changes position. I'm exchanging something. Now, exchange means you're going to give me something back. So that's an interesting factor right there. So it's an interchange. So between, it changes between people of ideas or information between two people. So now let's look at information because that's an interesting point also. So information says news, facts, or knowledge. Now the reason I bring that up is because we've got a lot of controversy these days about news. So
that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Is the news we get facts or information? Is it actually knowledge? Is it actually a fact? Okay. So the idea of information is that it should be a fact. It's knowledge. It's something you've observed, you've experienced. It's something that really happened or is happening. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not somebody's idea of something. Okay. It's information. Okay, so you are in a foreign country and you're trying to find the hotel. You need information. You need somebody to give you actual data so you know where to go, right? Okay, so let's look at this again. So communication is an interchange of ideas or information between two people. So it's not just one person talking, spouting, right? It's an interchange between two people. Now, communication happens when a person sends a message across a distance to another person who receives what was sent and indicates that it has been received. So that's the interesting part. The person actually receives it and then indicates. So what does indicates mean? So indicates is shows or lets us know in some way or another that they got the message that was sent. So how could you indicate? If I said something to you, Pam, how could you indicate to me that you got it? If I say, it's a beautiful day.
I could say, it sure is.
Cool.
Or I could say, I can nod my head.
Right? Absolutely.
Or I could say, yep.
Good. Very good. So it's this communication is this idea that I really want to send to you and I want you to get it. And then you get it because, and I know you got it because you let me know in some way, you indicate that you got it. So let's take a look at real life and how does this play in real life? So does anybody have an example of communication, good communication?
Sure. When I have my staff meeting in the morning, mm-hmm. and I tell everybody, okay, here's the battle plan for today. You do this, you do that, blah, blah, blah. And each one, they take notes and they tell me, yeah. Or they say, oh, I'm going to have trouble with this, and I've got this person I'm going to contact. And, we have a real interchange between us at our morning meetings.
Very good. So one way or another, whether each person got it, because they're going to say, yeah, got it, I'll do it, or hey, I didn't understand that. You can clarify it, you have more communication, but you're knowing what the response is from the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Of course, and then ultimately, if they do it, you know they really got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, good. So does anybody have an example, another example of communication? Just simple communication that you might see every day or in your life.
Well, say I pick a flower from my garden and I bring it to my neighbor who's sick, and I go, here's a flower to cheer you up. And then she's like, tears in her eyes, like, oh, that's so sweet.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it can be a very simple thing, right? But it's very specific.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's look at how communication might not happen, and yet people just sort of think that it happened, right? So here's an example. So let me give you an example first, and then you guys can give me some personal examples of maybe something that you've observed has happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so has anybody here ever had this example or had this experience? So let's say I'm at home in the morning and I'm, loading the dishwasher and I'm getting everything, spick and span. The kids are off to school. The husband's in the adjoining room and he's listening to the sports scores from last night, the football, the basketball, whatever, right? And I say, I'm still doing my dish loading and I'm saying, honey, we have to have dinner with my parents tonight at 6 p.m. So make sure you're home in time, right? Later on that night, so the wife assumes that she's communicated. Later on that night, 6 o'clock comes, husband, no home. Okay, the parents come over and she's having to sort of explain